Hello everybody, and you are very welcome to lesson 2 of module 2 of your professional diploma in digital marketing. My name is Caitlin. I am your educator. We know each other pretty well by now. Guys, I'm delighted to invite you and to welcome you to lesson 2, where we're going to look into advertising in the digital space a little bit further. This time we're going to look at some practical content. But before we get started, can everybody hear me okay? I want you to please type in yes or no into that chat box. If you can't hear me, at least you can read it on the screen. Those of you who can hear me, awesome stuff. Really looking forward to the lesson. For anyone who's wondering, if a situation arises that you cannot hear us, the best thing to do is to refresh the page, or to make sure that you are using Google Chrome as a browser, because our system works best with Google Chrome. All right, so what is on the menu today? Let's have a look. So first things first, we're going to be building a campaign on Google AdWords, which is very, very exciting. And we're going to then look at the difference between display and search advertising. And I'm going to show you an example of each of those. We're going to set an example of each of those up, so you'll know how to do that by the end of the lesson. We're going to look at geographical targeting as well, and I'm going to show you how to use that when you're setting up a Google AdWord campaign, okay, when you're setting your ads up, as well as using dynamic keywords. So all of this is building up on what we had a look at in the last lesson, where I explained to you exactly how certain keywords work, how certain targeting works, and a bit more content behind Google AdWords. All right, so we're just going to have a really quick recap on those keywords before we get started. So I'm going to take us through to there. Okay, so this week in the foundation and in the earlier lesson, okay, we took a look at your keywords in terms of building word-based ads, okay? When we talk about a broad match, what do we mean when we talk about a broad match? Remind me. What do you guys think? Hi Betty, hi Ryan, good to see you guys here. Hi Niall. Lovely guys. Multi-purpose across different campaigns, Melanie says. That's not a bad stab at it. Keywords that can be adaptable to different search. Talking about powerful keywords. Okay, cool guys. So for broad match, we're talking about broad, general, general matches. We're talking about covering a lot of people, getting a lot of people interested in one topic, okay? So it's your generic, exactly, Hina. That's a great way of putting it. It's wide based. It's to kind of target the widest audience possible, okay? It's a wide topic. Okay, when we talk about phrase match, we're talking about, it's a little bit more specific. It's a phrase, so there are a couple of words included there. It's your exact phrase, okay? So when we use a phrase like tennis shoes, you won't see anything that doesn't include that exact phrase. It'll show for buy tennis shoes or tennis shoes online, but it won't show for shoes for tennis, if that makes sense, okay? Then we've got our exact match, okay, which is your exact phrase match, okay? So this is, say you sell red high heels, okay? You won't gain traffic for anything other than red high heels, okay, if you set exact match. Red tennis shoes won't show up. Red any other shoes, say if you've put in red tennis shoes, you won't get blue tennis shoes. You won't get results for orange tennis shoes. It won't show for tennis shoes either. It would only have to be red tennis shoes, okay? Then for a negative match, and this is a really handy one that people don't really use that much, okay? This is if we put a negative match keyword into our ad, okay? Particularly when we're being charged for impressions, okay, you don't want to waste really good money on people searching for golf shoes if we don't sell them, right? Or for a term, say you're a florist but you don't sell sunflowers, okay? So you don't want people finding your results that are looking for sunflowers, so you use a negative search term to remove those people or to avoid those people ending up on our results. Is everybody with me? Do you all remember this? I know it's a little bit stale from a little bit back, but it is very important. So just give me a heck yeah. Tell me that you're with me. Okay, awesome. Andrew says, got it. Mina says, yes. Yes, says Andrew. Wonderful, guys. Excellent. Okay, exactly. Richard says we install paving but don't sell the paving bricks. Okay, so for that, it's paving installation you would use instead of saying paving. Okay, excellent, guys. So moving along, before we get into building those ads in our campaigns, we're just going to do a really quick little practical recap with Google Ads and generating Google ad campaigns. Okay, so give me just a second. I am going to pull the site up here for us. So when I talk about Google Ads, I'm talking about Google AdWords, guys. So 2 seconds. Here we go. Okay, so you'll be presented. That's the link. Okay. And we're just going to do a quick sign in there. Right, so all of these, this is a test account, okay? You don't actually have to spend money to go in and play with Google AdWords, okay? So you can just go in, have a bit of a fiddle around and get familiar with the platform. Don't worry too much about all of these. These are pardon me, these are just like little accounts that I was using to play around and remind myself. And we'll actually come back to this. You can see there are a couple of remarketing ones. We'll come back to this on the remarketing lesson. Okay, so we'll revisit that. Right, so what we're going to do first things first is we're going to go and look at toolkits, okay? Or sorry, your keyword planner. Okay, so in your tools, you click keyword planner. Okay, and it's a really, really awesome tool for being able to basically put together and you know how I was talking to you guys before about finding your keywords and writing down lists and lists and lists of them. So with this, it helps you, okay? It helps you, it finds those keywords for you, okay? So we're going to click search for new keywords. And let's say here, big surprise, I'm going to type in cake. Yeah, cake. Okay, so all of these you can specify here, but we can have a look at a later stage, okay, at all of that. So you type in your word and then you come up with a whole bunch of different keywords that are being used currently, and what, you know, you've got your average monthly searches here and how high the competition is. It's a brilliant platform because if you don't understand what something says, you can hover over and it'll explain it for you, okay? But your average monthly searches for the term birthday cake, okay? So you can add it as a negative keyword, is there's 1,000 to 10,000 monthly searches for that, okay? And it's quite low competition, and that is your suggested bid. The lower the competition, the lower the cost per click is going to be for you, generally speaking, okay? So this is your suggested bid. It's kind of around about what they would suggest you bid. You can even bid a little bit below that. Remember I was talking to you about your bidding wars, okay? This is where the bidding comes in. It's not something, you don't literally sit in a room or on a page and bid against someone like you would on eBay. Say you don't see the other people bidding, but you do see kind of what people are paying for those keywords, okay? So here, let's pick a couple for later, okay? So all you do, you've got a little plan there. You click these little the arrows on the right hand side. Say we'll use baby shower cakes. Say they're all cakes for events, okay? So there we go, christening cakes. Let's do that. Maybe cake delivery, birthday cake delivery, okay? And then what I would suggest, guys, don't go for the ones that are super expensive, okay? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, you can do if you want to get into the broader the match, the higher the competition is for that match, generally speaking, okay? So something like, obviously carrot cake is quite popular because it's more expensive. Wedding cupcakes, I mean, does that all make sense to you guys? Ahmed is asking, is the average monthly search the expected number estimated by Google, or is it actually clicks by user? It's kind of the average estimation, okay? It's kind of against how often it's being used. All right, so we've got all of those. So, and then it kind of tells you what your bidding range is, okay? Your bidding range is going to be between here. What does it say? that's the max you're going to pay, okay? So, and it's giving you your daily forecast here as well, which is pretty cool. It tells you you're going to get about 15 clicks a day, and it'll cost you about €12 a day, okay? It's in euro because that's where I'm living. So let's have a look at a couple more. Joe says, I love carrot cake more. I love carrot cake, and I make a mean carrot cake. Maybe I'll give you guys the recipe in your summary notes. It's not going to be on the exam, but I'm a big fan. Let's look, butter cake, chocolate cake, maybe chocolate cake, 50th birthday cake. So, okay, children's cakes, maybe go for that as well. Okay, so that tells us we're going to have 14.7. So you guys get the drift, okay? So we're going to save that to our account because this is a list that's going to be handy when you're going to be creating your ad at a later stage, okay? So let's just say cake list, right? And default bid, we'll make it 0.50 cents. No, we'll make it €1, okay, just for the sake of round numbers. Say your daily budget is €20, okay? And I mean, here you can add it to an existing campaign if you want to, one that you're already running, but for the sake of this, we're not going to do that, okay? We're just going to have our campaign. There we go. Loads of you saying that it would be awesome to get that recipe. I will see what I can do, guys. I will definitely see what I can do. Okay, brilliant. So we're done there. So that's pretty much it. That is your keyword tool. It's really, really handy. Okay, guys, do you remember when you did the foundation, you would search a word and Google would give you suggested keywords to use in your advert? That's it gives you all of that information. So you really want to take a look at the search volumes, okay, and the relevance of the keywords, and you want to keep to an affordable bid, okay. So that's kind of your keywords. It's a really, really useful tool that'll help you to get a sense of what the actual search volume is on those terms, right, and what they are, that they what you'll be spending and what is useful to you, and you can almost build your campaign around those keywords. Okay, so that's just to give you guys a recap. So while we were taking a look at that, let me just drill in. We had all of that. We've got our keyword list there now as well. Okay, so how about we take a look at actually building a campaign? Big surprise, she's got cake. Okay, so let's have a look at Becca here. Okay, so let's say we are being we're digital marketers now, and we are being Becca's one of our clients, okay, or she's someone that's looking to get us to run some text ads for her. Okay, so she owns a bakery, okay, specializing in cake, and her hours are from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Her days are Monday to Saturday. She closes on Sunday for a bit of rest, okay? And the thing she wants to do with this ad campaign, she wants to increase her sales, okay? Because she's done a bit of advertising, but it hasn't really worked too well for her to this point, okay? Because she doesn't really know what she's doing, okay? So her business model, she doesn't, it's not a cafe or anything. People call and collect. They give her a call, they make their order, and either they come and collect it or she has them delivered, okay? So she's the customer type is your business to customer, and her budget for the advertising is about 2,000 Rand a month, okay? I just threw the Rand, or we say euro rather, because that's what it's going to show it to us in. Okay, so will we do that? We're going to build it. Wonderful, loads of yeses. Okay, so let's go back here. We're going to click campaigns, okay? Let's go into campaigns. Okay, so we're gonna, how you start it is you click this guy here, this red button, okay? And there are a whole bunch of different types of campaigns that you can run, and we'll have a look at those at different stages, but we're gonna start with search network only, okay? Excellent. Okay, so let's call it Becca's Cakes. to begin with. All right, so we give it a little campaign name. You can have standard or all features. You can then, if you change your mind, you can change the display, what you're looking for here. So your search network is going to end up on your Google search pages, your search engine results pages. Okay, that's where your, if you put in, it's a text ad, and your display network is images. I'll talk to you a little bit about those shortly. Okay, so what we're going to do is you can use standard, but for the sake of this, and remember I was telling you about the countdown timer and that sort of thing in the last lesson, we're going to click all features, okay, because that is going to give us, it's going to open up a whole bunch of different opportunities for us. It's going to give us the opportunity to use ad extensions. Laura's asking, what does Rand mean? Rand is the South African currency. I'm a bit biased that way. Okay, Becca's Bakery, actually. Thank you for that, Byron. It's a bit of alliteration there. Okay, cool. So starting there, and see there's all sorts of different elements here, types of campaigns, and there's dynamic search ads, which I will show you a little bit later as well. And of course, you can load settings from a previous ad that you've run, but for the sake of this, we're going to build it from the beginning. Okay, so we've got our search network here. This is who we're using. It'll be eligible on all devices. Okay, so we're going to look at our location. So let's think about what Becca has asked us to do. Okay, she wants us to run an ad, okay, that is, she's located, let's say she's located in Ireland. Okay, she's located in Dublin. So let's have a look here. She's got a small, they do deliveries, so it's going to be around about where she lives, okay, or where the not where she lives, where the shop is. So they've only got a certain delivery kind of circumference, I suppose you could say, region that she would deliver to. Okay, so you can go, if you go into your advanced search here, it's pretty cool. It gives you, this is kind of your geographic targeting, okay, that we were looking at there. So radius, thank you, Angie. This is going to teach us, we can do radius targeting, we can do location groups, and we can do bulk locations as well. So let's have a look. That's Dublin. That's where she is, right? So we can isolate it to Dublin. We can put it into the greater Dublin area. You can do Dublin City. So that's where I am. Okay, you can see it's much smaller there. And you can add and remove as you go. So let's say she's only in the Dublin City area. She doesn't deliver outside of that. So that's kind of where she is. Okay. Whereas, I mean, you could change it as much as you want to, and it can grow, you know, as your needs be. You can always go back and change your ads, guys. This is the beauty of being online. Digital advertising is always adaptable. Okay, so we've got her in Dublin. Her reach is 2.9 million. Okay, we've got that advanced search, so you've had a look at that. So now we're going to have a look. We're going to scroll down and look at our bid strategy, okay? How you'd like to set your bids, okay? So there are a whole bunch of different options here for us. We've got maximizing conversions, which is great. They kind of help you. Google uses all of its information, all of its data to be able to best target people for you that are most likely to respond to your ads, okay? Or the conversion you're looking for, okay? So, but you can do CPA, your cost per acquisition. So every time someone makes a purchase, you've got cost per click. It's the enhanced one. You can maximize clicks, so it'll serve those ads to people who are most likely to click on it. You know, there's a whole bunch of different ones here, but what we're going to look at is we're going to click manual cost per click, okay? Because that allows me to set my own maximum click or cost per click for my ads, okay? There are those other types that you can use though. So for this one, you can see this little box on the right hand side. We're going to enable enhanced CPC, okay, which just basically allows then Google to adjust your bids to maximize conversion, it says there. So basically it allows Google to adjust that bid based on the data that they've got for tracked conversions in the past. Okay, so as an example, if someone calls Becca, they make a phone call, that's considered a conversion, okay? For her anyway. So Google can then adjust her bid by 30% on keywords, you know, that they believe will lead to a bigger conversion and they'll set then lower bids on keywords that their data suggests won't lead to conversions for her. Okay, so we can set it and we can measure it and we can see if we're happy with the results, but we can change it as well. We can set our default bid here. Okay, so that is, how does that work, right? So on average, say as an example, right, you on average get in every 5 clicks that people make on your ad or on Becca's ad, what we say, one of those clicks leads to a sale worth €5. Okay, so then if you set your bid for anything more than €1, out of those 5 clicks, you're gonna lose money. Okay, you're gonna come out even, because think about it, you're paying €1 per click and only 1 click, so that's €5 to get 1 sale. And if the sale is for €5, then you're coming out evens, right? So you want to bid in such a way that you make a bit of profit. Okay, does that make sense, everybody? Okay, it's just an example. It's not your default bid. It's not what you should bid. So let's just say €1 here for the sake of conversation. Okay, so then we'll say the daily budget is €30, and it does say the actual daily spend may vary, because you might spend a bit more today or tomorrow, but your monthly budget will not change. It won't go over the budget that you set. They'll just adjust your daily budget to make your ad more competitive from day to day. Okay, we're all good. Sue says perfect explanations. Okay, wonderful. Alrighty, so then we've got our delivery method. Okay, we want to leave this as standard. Okay, you can accelerate it because it just spends your budget quicker, and it means that it pumps it out quickly. But your standard optimizes it for you. Okay, Google does a lot of the work for us, and it finds people to target for us. Okay, so we're going to leave it on standard, and then you've got your ad extensions, which are pretty cool. So which one do you think we should use for Becca? So people call her for collection and delivery. Which ad extension should we use? You all know what an ad extension is, right? Do you remember what we were saying? Okay, great. Yeah, loads of you saying phone number, okay? So because that right away people know where to add. So we've got location information, links to sections of my site. We've got extends my ad phone numbers. Okay, so we're going to, oh, it's been disapproved. Anyway, so we're going to use that phone number anyway, even though it's been disapproved. And that's the phone number that's going to show on our site. Excellent one. You're saying opening time as well. So the opening time, we'll put that down a little bit later. So here it's like extend my ads with a link to an app, extend my ads with a review, with additional descriptive text, with structured snippets. Okay, so we're just going to stick with phone numbers for this one. But here comes in our schedule. That's a very, very clever one. Okay. So here we go. We'll say our start date. We want to start the ad from 30th of November, okay, with no end date. What are her hours? Her hours are everything but Sunday, right? So we're gonna take all of these out, okay? She's Monday to Saturday, and her hours don't change. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create a schedule, okay? We're gonna go Monday to Friday. So she starts at 9, so we don't want to have people calling after that. So we'll make it or rather she wants to settle a bit, so we'll make it 10 a.m. You don't want that she ends work at 8 p.m., right? So she doesn't want her last orders at 8, so let's say until 7 p.m., okay? And then you can display the clock there as well. Cool, guys. So that's kind of this, okay? We've got that, okay? That's our schedule. So now, guys, we've set up this campaign. It's based on what's needed, right? There's settings here that don't actually apply to this particular campaign, but we'll take a look at all of that stuff at a later stage, okay? I can always make bonus videos. Okay, so we're going to save and continue. Does it cost you more to add these extensions? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's just a little bit more information. Okay, so let's say Becca's Bakery ad group. Okay, so now we're building our text ad. Okay, so let's get a link. Okay, there's actually a great place called the Queen of Tarts. in Dublin. So this, all of these, actually, to show you guys what an extension is. The rating is an extension. This guy here, that's an extension to your text ad. This, our menus, that's all an extension, okay? Because you see it doesn't appear on everything, but they've opted for that. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to steal their link. Okay, not that this is actually going to run, so we've got that. Our headline, okay, that's where we want to drive people to. Okay, or rather say contact. We want the contact page. Okay, so let's say queenoftarts.ie, so you just keep that one kind of nice and tidy, but we want people to go here. Cool, so our first headline, cakes for, that's terrible, to you. Yeah, this is copywriting on a dime, okay? Hina says, is the final URL the link to the homepage of the website? No, it's not, okay? It's kind of, actually, technically, this is where you want to drive people, okay? So, so that was incorrect. So let me pull this back, okay? The final URL is where you want people to end up. It's where your landing page is, okay? So that's there, and it's, let's say, rather put it in a deal. 40, there is no, there we go. 40% off all orders today. Okay, so what you want to do is, this is kind of your stylized URL. So 40% off today. There we go. 40% off today. Does that make sense? Oh, Joe's asking what's Liffey. Liffey is, the Liffey, it's a river, okay, that goes through Dublin city centre. Okay, that's a bit of a location-based quirk. Okay, so this is kind of what your ad will look like here on the right-hand side, okay? So that's how it's going to look on mobile or on desktop. So that's pretty cool. Okay, and there's also, you've got URL options, but we're not going to fiddle with that. You don't really need to. And here, you're choosing your keywords, okay? You can choose keywords from kind of what the Queen of Tarts says. You can choose keywords here. You can type your own ones in. So, Dublin, there we go. So, you can also then estimate the search traffic, okay? So you'd be paying approximately between 79 to 96 cents a day. So it'll cost you between 20 and 25 cents a day. Okay, and your default bid, €1. And that's all based on, this is all based on the keywords that you've used here, okay? All right, does that make sense, guys? Byron says, I love how the mockup comes up automatically on the right-hand side. Wait for the display ads. They're really cool. Okay, so and then all you need to do is set up your billing. So your billing is just your credit card that you use, okay? Kelly asked, do you always need a landing page? Well, Kelly, I would assume so, because where are you directing people to otherwise? What are you asking them to do? You know, where are you sending them with your advert? What's your advert for? Okay, so we've saved and continued, and that is literally how you set that up. Okay, and then I was talking about the countdown clock. Okay, so literally all you need to do is, actually I'll show you, here we go. So we click this, okay, and you put your countdown, you use that little curly whirly bracket. I'll put it into your notes, okay, and you click countdown. That's literally it, okay, and then you can choose how long it's going to be until, you know, if they have a day long, you can make it a day, or that's 5 days, or 1 day, okay, and then you set it, and it brings up a little countdown. You know, there it says 3 days, which is really cool. Okay, so that's literally how you put your countdown clock in. Thanks for days. There we go. It's just a bit long for it, so, and it looks a little funny here, but when it shows up in your ad, it's really, really cool. It just kind of sorts itself out then. Okay, cool, guys. So that is pretty much how you set your ad up. So let's go have a look. Okay. So guys, let me bring that back up, because remember I was talking about your broad match and your thingy match, like all of the different matches. Okay, you click your keywords and you can literally change the keywords here to exact match, to phrase match. Okay, so, and that will change the formatting so that whatever you've selected it turns it into that type of match. Okay, so then you won't get broad match for your best cheesecake Dublin, for example. Okay, and you can do that with every single one of them. Okay, so there we go, everybody all got that. So you can literally just save those the way that they are. Lamrick, I will. Okay, so now we're going to talk a bit, because I'm running quite overtime, not overtime, but I want to talk about display advertising now. Okay, so display advertising, let's just go through this, is advertising on websites. Okay, it includes a lot of different formats and contains items like text, images, flash, video, and audio. Okay, the main purpose of display advertising is to deliver general adverts and brand messages to site visitors. It's also pay-per-click. Okay, so, or pay per impression, or cost per mille, or it's cost per acquisition. It depends on how you set it up. So this is just to outline for you guys. Here we go. We get my trusty laser pointer. That is a display ad. Just to give you an example there, that's a display ad, and so is this one. Okay, it's just to give you some kind of example. Stop multiple fees eating away your super savings. Okay, that is what we mean by display. Display is, it's banners that you see on websites. Okay, people pay to advertise in those areas. Okay, so knowing that, okay, we've got another client. Okay, we've got a new one that wants display advertising. Okay, so here is our new customer. He's a fashion blogger. I know it's quite different. This is Jack. Okay, Jack works and his website is up 24/7. Okay, he informs people about how amazing fashion is, what the new stuff in fashion is, all of that good stuff. He writes about it, he shares other people's ideas and all sorts of cool stuff. Okay, the days that he's on is every single day. Okay, because it's 24/7, it's a website. His objective is he wants to increase his traffic or get more readers. Okay, his business model, it's a blog. It's all based around his blog. He'll get, he's an influencer and he has maybe affiliates and that sort of thing. So that's his business model. And his customers are also customers. His customers, it's business to customer, okay? Or it could even be customer to customer. And his budget is $500 a month. Okay, so why do you guys think a display ad is suitable here? Why do you think a display ad would work best with Jack? Byron designs the adverts and the banners, and says every single campaign requires them. But why do you guys, exactly, Andrew? He says that its display is required here because it's clothing, it's showing off his brand, exactly. So it's a very visual industry. Okay, so it's fashion, it's image-based, it's all of that stuff. So let us go back to our campaign page, and we're going to set this up. We're going to go back to campaigns, okay? And we are going to click campaign, and we're going to add a campaign here. So, and this time we're going to go for display network, okay? Let's just let it load a little bit. Robert, exactly. Good visuals are excellent. We're visual beings, human beings, okay? So they work well. Okay, Jack, display ads. Okay, cool. So display network only. There's a marketing objective here. So what do we think it is? Okay, there's build awareness, there's influence consideration, and drive action. What did he want to do? He wanted to increase his traffic, right? So ideally, we want influence consideration. We're going to go for visit your website. We want people to visit his website. Okay, as I said before, you can load those existing campaigns, the existing details from another campaign, but we're going to build it from the scratch. So locations, okay, he's got a website. What locations do you want to target or do you want to exclude? We're going to go all countries and territories, right? Because it's online. He doesn't have a specific target market, Okay, it is for views and for redirects. Okay, so perfect. So that can stay all countries and territories. There is no physical border. Okay. Andre says, do you need a different AdWord account for every client? No, you don't. You just need to create new ad groups through your AdWord account. Okay, some clients might have an AdWords account that they want you to work off of, in which case you would need you need the sign in details, but generally you can run it all off of one account, okay? As far as I know. Okay, so you can put in your budget here. Let's say we'll put 20 euro in per day. And then excellent. Okay, your daily budget, guys, it might vary. It'll be like 20 to 30% around. It's the same here, where it'll never go over your monthly budget. Okay, so we've got our additional settings here. Okay, we can put on all sorts of different cool stuff. We've got our ad extensions as we had before, but we don't need a location. We don't need a call. There's no location. It's a website. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at ad delivery. Okay, and what you can do, you can optimize your rotation. That means, so in an ad group, you can have more than one advert. Okay, more than one graphic. So you can have those ads rotating as much as they want, okay, or it'll optimize which ads should be shown, okay. But what we want to have a look at here, we're looking here at how many viewable impressions should be given. So that's how many times one person can see the same advert. I do think that we need a cap on that. We'll give it, say, people will see the ad twice a day per ad group, okay. Does that make sense to everybody so far? You all there? And then here we can have a look at our digital content label, okay? This one is just who it gets shown to, okay? What kind of content is it? And then we've got our teens, we've got our audiences with parental guidance, no mature audiences, and not yet labeled. So we fit into all of those as fashion sites, okay? And then we're going to have a look at dynamic ad settings, okay? And this is something that I'm going to show you in a little bit. But basically, this will show dynamic ads to your previous site visitors, okay, related to the products and the services that they saw on your site. And that's a little bit of remarketing, okay, but we'll talk about that in a later lesson. But basically, instead of creating ads for each of your products and services, you'll create a feed with lots of different items and lots of different ad layouts, okay? And then what AdWords will do is they will match what people viewed on your site to, you know, items in your feed, okay? And only show them ads with the same or with related products, okay? I don't know if anyone's used ASOS, but they definitely do that. So you're remarketing based on what the customers look at on your site, okay? But we'll look at that at a later stage. So we're saving and continuing, and his ad group is going to be, thank you for the name, Byron. And enhanced CPC, okay? We're going to go for that. That is 20 year. What do they say? Now we're going to actually leave that one blank, okay? And our landing page. Let's steal a blogger's details. So I actually have one here that I was looking at earlier. Let me just, and it's in your slides, so if anyone wants to get stuck into some men's fashion, this is a pretty cool one. Okay, so we're going to use his site, or his link, his URL. Alrighty, and we're going to put his URL in here. Okay, so that's the landing page. We're going to choose how to target your ads, okay? You can use display keywords, interest in remarketing, or use a different target method. We're going to use display keywords here, okay? So what keywords are being used on that site that relate to your keywords? So your advert will show up on sites that are relevant, okay? So Liam Gallagher is one, blogger fashion. Let's pick these, the cheaper ones, but they are still being seen by 100 to 150 million people. These are a lot more relevant. You see, they're more niche market. So he's a vlogger, blog of fashion, fashion blog. Okay, blogging. So we'll, yeah, leave it at those. Okay, blog website, blogger website. So those are quite general. Okay, so you can see 450 to 500 million impressions are going to be on his ads. Okay, so guys, I think we are going to run a bit over time, but that's fine. So we've got our landing page, we've got our targets, and keywords. Okay, we've chosen our keywords, and then we are going to, you can narrow your targeting further. Okay, you can choose based on topics or demographics or, you know, interests in remarketing, and we'll have a look at that in a later lesson. Okay, but so we're going to save and continue. Oops, we need a CPC. Okay, there we go. Save and continue. So here we go, and it's our image ad. Okay, so the images we're going to use, what it does is you say select images. Because you put the URL in earlier, it brings up your URL here. Okay, and it pulls off images from your website. Okay, so it's scanning at the moment, and we can use any of the images that are already on our website, already on his website. Okay, so let's use as, you can use it as the image. Okay, and it gives you the shapes, okay, that you can use for the different formats. And then as logo, here you can use that as a logo. Okay, continue and save. Okay, so that's what your ad is going to look like. All right, so then we put our descriptions in. Men's fashion today. I don't know. Chuck in some suggestions there, guys, because I can't think off the top of my head. Description, men's fashion, and then Jack's closet. There we go, and then there we go. Okay. It's a really cool mock-up, okay? Like it's really, really cool. It shows you all sorts of previews. That's if it's purely text-based, okay? Next preview, it'll give you all sorts of different layouts, but that's how they're going to show up. It's really, you can create a whole bunch of different ads here, but you know, you click create next ad, but we're going to save ads, okay? There will be a couple, and they can rotate there. And yeah, that's kind of your ad group. Okay, so if you go to your campaign, then that kind of then shows you, that's literally how easy it is to set up, guys. Okay, you can save it and you can preview it, and then you can go through and pay for it as well. Awesome, guys. So I'm gonna run through this really quickly, but your dynamic keyword insertion, this is such a cool tool. Okay, so this is basically when someone searches for a particular term, it will match that term. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you here. Okay, basically whatever people search for, as long as you've got that keyword in your arsenal, that's how your ad's gonna show up to them. Okay, so here's an example I pulled off of the Google website, the AdWords website, but it's really simple, mostly because it's dark chocolate. Okay, let's have a look. So if someone searches for dark chocolate bar, your ad would look like buy dark chocolate. Okay, or if they search for sugar-free chocolate, it'll come up, if you're selling it, if it's one of the keywords you've used, it'll come up as buy sugar-free chocolate, and it'll link to your site. Okay. So this is the format that it looks like. This is kind of the headline that you would use. You can see that is the headline. I'll show you how to do it in practice now shortly. But basically then the code, whatever code you've put in, so that the bracket keyword colon chocolate, that is a code, okay, and closed brackets. So whatever the keywords that you're using that match up to whatever your audience is searching for, they'll match up. Okay, it'll be replaced by those. You can also see, okay, actually, you notice that here it says sugar-free chocolate, or sorry, dark chocolate bar, but it shows up as dark chocolate. Okay, it doesn't show up as their exact phrase. Okay, but you can actually see at the bottom there as well, the gourmet chocolate truffles. It's too long a keyword. Okay, so it'll just show up with that generic code word chocolate. How cool is that, guys? Did anyone know how that worked before? Just think about how much value that would add for you. You know, it would personalizes it so much for every single person that uses it. So I'm just going to show you very quickly how to do that. Okay, so we're going to go let's go to Becca's Bakery, all campaigns rather. So Becca's Bakery, and then we're going to click ads. Okay, you click ads. And then in Becca's, we've already got that, okay? We've got the countdown. So, actually, I'm sure you can put it all into the same one. So, let's have a look. So, we're going to use cakes as our default word, okay? So, it can be cakes for days, and then it'll change between the different words that you've got in your keywords. Okay, so it's just kind of set up like that. But then you have a look at the keywords that you've got there. Okay, and it could show up as best cheesecake in Dublin for days, or cake delivery Dublin for days, or Queen of Tarts for days. Does that make sense to you guys? Everybody with me? Ryan says it makes advertising a lot easier. It really does. It makes it so much easier. And it means you're going to get a much higher return. Last thing I want to cover really quickly, guys, is your search term reports. Okay, this is a very, very cool, this is just really cool information for you. Okay, so your search term report is going to let you figure out, you know, imagine if you could figure out what people were searching for that sent them to your advert. And you basically, you know, this is what your search term report's going to do. It'll help you find what your customer is searching for, okay? And it'll help us to be able to refine our keywords. It'll enable us to match their search terms and have a much quicker, you know, connection with the people that are looking for us. And we can actually add negative keywords as well. So I'm just going to really, really quickly show you how to do this, and then I promise we're done. I know it's a lot of information, guys. So, yeah, we've got our ad, okay? We're in Becca's Bakery. All you're doing is you're clicking search terms here. I know it's hard to see it, but search terms, and then you can literally download your search term report. Now imagine this is actually running. There isn't enough data on this one because it's a pretend account, okay? But there isn't any data, but here you'll find out what your match type is. It'll tell you what search term was being used, what words were included, excluded, what ad group it applies to, how many clicks came through from that one, click-through rate, the cost per click, all of that good stuff, okay? It would download, all you need to do is download it there. And then you could share it with your client and change their minds. And yeah, it's super, super handy. So ladies and gents, that was our lesson for the evening, afternoon, morning, whatever time it is there for you. That was our lesson for today. So what we covered today is we had a look at building that campaign. So hopefully now you've been able to take those skills and you can go and practice them on your own. Remember, you don't have to pay for the adverts. You just you can go and play around a little bit and see what works for you. We looked at display and search ads. So do try each of those out. Go and type in your web address, your URL, and see how many of those pictures come up. If they don't, it's no issue. Just make sure that you set it up nicely and that it shows up nicely in the different formats. We looked at geographical targeting. You guys saw how easy that is, and our dynamic keywords. So now I get a lot of questions about dynamic keywords after the fact. So guys, please feel free to email through your questions to caitlin.hogg@showacademy.com or send it on to digital.marketing@showacademy.com as you would have for module 1. So let's just carry on here. We had a look at a summary. Well, this is our summary now. And just, you need to remember, please, that we are here to help you, okay? Myself, your course tutors, we're all here to help you along your path. So do get in touch with us if you need us. Your next lesson is going to be all about search engine optimization, or SEO. Okay, so we're going to look at what exactly SEO is again. We're going to recover that, because I know we did cover it in the foundation module, but we will be carrying on and building more upon that. We're going to look at keywords a little further, okay, and how they work within the SEO, the unpaid context. Okay, we're going to look at link strategy as well, because this is absolutely vital when it comes to setting your website up and gaining authority and climbing up those rankings in a completely unpaid way. We're also going to revise our content and the social media impact on SEO. Is there any kind of correlation between social media channels and search engine optimization? And then we're going to have our summary. Excellent, everybody. So I hope that you enjoyed your lesson today. Excellent, guys. So if you do need to get in touch with us, please drop an email to myself or your course tutor. So my email is there on the screen, caitlin.hogg@shoreacademy.com. If I don't get back to you, one of the team most certainly will. And massive thank you again for another fabulous lesson. Get in touch with us. Until then, until next week, take care, and we will see you soon.
Hi everyone, William Eames, Director of Education here. Just want to say quick congratulations to you all on completing your first week on the Professional Diploma in Digital Marketing. The key to success on this course is to keep attending the lessons, and we are here with you every step of the way. So if you need any help or any assistance at any stage throughout the course, please reach out to us at support@shoreacademy.com. Thank you so much for joining us this week, and we'll see you all back for week number 2 on your Professional Diploma in Digital Marketing. Thank you so much. Bye bye.